this line of questioning continues, and I believe it's by MSNBC in terms of transparency and kind of the president, in terms of him being non-transparent with it all. She's not being transparent. She's not being clear. Well, this line of questioning continues here. Let's go ahead and roll it.
Karine, thank you so much. President Biden campaigned on a promise to stay true to the spirit of transparency. Why then, how is it possible that the White House did not reveal the presence of these documents prior to the election when they were found?
Again, the president spoke to this personally yesterday. You heard him at the press conference. He laid out what he knew, and he talked about how important and how he sees this as a serious matter when it comes to classified documents and information. He talked about about how he was surprised to learn about the records that had been found there, and he laid out his process and his thoughts. I'm just not going to go beyond that. Again, we released information that was very transparent, meaning the information that you all got received from the White House counsel's office. And I know you all are going to have a lot of questions. I get that and I understand that, but I'm not going to go beyond the process that's currently happening at the DOJ.
Does it undercut the president's promise of transparency that these documents were not revealed for several months after the White House discovered them?
But look, so when his lawyers realized that these documents were there, they turned them over to the archives. They did the right thing. They turned them over. All I can say is
she not listening? Does she wear a hearing? And I don't mean this disrespectfully. Like, does Karine Jean-Pierre, does she wear like a hearing aid? Because the amount of questions she gets from day in and day out and either misinterprets them or doesn't hear them or gets them wrong or just makes up her own question and then answers that question that she made up. Like, it is honest to God, it's astonishing. I've really never seen anything like it. I watch a lot of press briefings. I've seen press briefings from a lot of presidents. I hand to God have never seen somebody so bad at their job than this individual right here. Jen Psaki was bad, but God, this lady takes the cake out of any president in terms of the White House press secretary speaking on their behalf. Like, this one takes the cake, folks. Well, the lawyers found it. Why didn't we all know about it then? If you knew about it, why didn't you tell us? That was what the questions have been about this entire time. Why didn't we know about it before the elections? Maybe that would have swung things, but no, you held on to it for months. Imagine if Trump did that. If Trump knew about it, which maybe he did or didn't, we don't really know. Well, hey, there's a conversation to be had there. But now the shifting of the tide has turned to you guys doing the exact same thing that man did, but all of a sudden, oh, he's serious about it and all these other things. He didn't know about what was in it, which could be true, by the way. The guy doesn't even remember what he ate for lunch the freaking same day that he just woke up on. So to imagine that he would actually know what's in classified documents from like 8 years ago, I don't think so.
What the president said yesterday, I would refer to his comments. But they did the right thing by, once they learned of them, they turned it over. They turned it over to the archives.
About it, Karine.
Again,
that's the question.
I understand the question, but there is an ongoing process. It's being reviewed by the Department of Justice. Just when it is appropriate for us to say more, we will. Otherwise, I would refer you to the White House counsel's office.
I do want to be very clear about something you said, make sure I understand you. Following up on one of my colleagues who asked you have not spoken to the president about this? Weren't you traveling with him when he made this public statement?
The way I heard the question is, have you talked to the president about the documents? And he doesn't know what's in the documents. That's the way I heard the question, so that's the way I was answering the question.
Talked to him about the revelation of these documents?
Yes, we've talked about the CBS story. We talked about the revelation of the documents, obviously. But about the documents itself, what's in them, that is something that the president doesn't even know. And I'm just going to leave it there.
Okay, has he conveyed?
We listened to that question together. We actually covered that in this same exact episode here. If you haven't seen that, go back to the prior segments that we covered here. What? That's how you read that question? Was, did you talk to him about the things that were inside the documents? Like, what? That's how you read that question from the reporter? Are you an idiot? My God. Let's be transparent here on the Bald Brad Show. If you hand to God, if that's how you read the question as well, and that's how you would answer it, please leave me a comment down below. I no hassle here. I just want to get a sample of how many of the viewers themselves read the question the way that she answered it, because then I'm wrong. And I'm more than happy to say, hey, look, I was wrong. Clearly, a lot of people thought the same thing she did, and I'm willing to take it. I'm willing to take the hit. We all make mistakes. That's the crazy thing here. We all make mistakes, and we just have to own up to it. I make mistakes all the time. Just yesterday, I said 250,000 migrants a day, and I meant the month, and I'm sure you guys can fill in the gaps of what I meant by it, of like, oh, I'm just talking really fast. My brain's going 1,000 miles an hour. I'm already thinking about the segments that are coming forward. you know, there's a lot of things that are going on when you're doing the show all by yourself, switching clips yourself, you're monitoring the episode yourself, you're checking the time yourself. There's a lot of things that I have to keep track of that's going on here. So my brain's going 1,000 miles an hour. So thank you for being understanding of the fact that obviously I didn't mean 250,000 a day. I meant per month, but I still made a mistake. So, you know, if somebody called me out going, oh, well, you're an idiot, man. There's not 250,000 coming across a day. Obviously, I know that, but I'm rambling. I'm going quick. It's all off the cuff. It's all off the top of the head. You know, we make it work here at the Bald Brad Show. But hell, this lady here, let me know, folks. Let me know if you read that one too, the way she did.
To you when he was briefed, and if not, can you go back and get that answer for us?
I've not talked to the president about that. What I can tell you is I know you all have a lot of questions. There is an ongoing process here, and so I'm just going to let the process.
All right, so as you can see, it's the same thing over and over again, which I hope you enjoyed that clip from the Bald Brad Show. If you did, make sure to hit that subscribe button so you can stay up to date on all our future content.